a Playlyst original.
Welcome to the Pilot Podcast,
where we review the pilot episodes of TV shows to answer your question, should I watch this?
My name is Mitu.
And my name is BJ.
And this week, we're watching the listener-requested Laid on Peacock.
So stay tuned to find out what Mitu thinks of this 30-something friendship.
Ooh, you know I love a show about friendship.
Don't spoil your answer.
Okay, until then, I can let you know what happened in this first episode.
Please.
Ruby, played by Stephanie Hsu, is a 33-year-old single woman searching for love, but instead stumbles upon a deadly mystery. Her ex-boyfriends appear to be passing away in the order she slept with them, so now she needs to confront her romantic past to figure out what is happening.
What a concept.
It's very funny. They had such a great opening scene to show it off.
Yes, they really suck you into this idea of her warning her exes, like, you're about to die because we hooked up.
And what will be interesting is in that first scene, and I'm sure we're going to get more of that as she has to go back to past exes, is not all of these are meaningful relationships. So it's people where she has to be like, oh, we met at a bar, we just kind of hit it off and whatever. And so she's having to both remind them of who she is and then say like, and you will die in 7 days.
Yes, that's a good clarification. It's not just an ex, it's any past relationship. If she had sex with them, it counts.
It's a wrap.
And she has met a lot of people, let's say.
Ruby's a social butterfly, which is interesting because she's awful.
She is, I would say, difficult.
Okay.
It was hard for me to watch her in some scenes. She does attend a funeral, which shouldn't be too surprising with this theme. And she can't read the room. No emotional, situational awareness.
I love terrible women. I love terrible women on my screen. It's because I'm a feminist. So, can you imagine?
Women supporting women.
Women supporting women even when they're bad people. And she's just not particularly considerate by the character's own admission. She's like, I've discarded a lot of people. And in this first episode, we focus more on that. She has not quite put together the pattern yet that all of these people that she has loved and left will also leave this earth. And so she is focusing on the personality issues that she has to fix. And I like seeing women acting badly on TV. When someone recommended the show to us to review, one thing that they said was, she sucks. And I was like, yeah, I'm in.
And to be fair, she's not mean. Like you said, she's aware that she has this issue. And I think a big part of it that you see in the pilot is she gets kind of distracted very easily, so she can just move on to her next thought without thinking about how that might affect someone she's talking to.
And she's very self-interested, but I imagine as the show progresses, you know, and she's finally forced to confront her relationship past, she will then uncover whatever these issues are that prevent her from being able to connect more meaningfully with the people around her, be that romantic or not, because she also has a really wonderful best friend in AJ, played by Zosha Mamet. And I'm sure that's going to be like a big romantic, not romantic, but a big love storyline in the show. One thing that made me laugh so hard is when she went to that funeral of a person that she did not know, at least not well anymore. And she made herself just the biggest pile of locks on a bagel. It just made me laugh that she was like eating good in the neighborhood.
You know, if you're gonna be there, and to be honest, I don't think anyone would judge her at that particular funeral for reasons. I thought it was funny with AJ, her best friend, also tagging along. And this funeral had people they went to college with. And like, no one remembered her. She was fighting for that recognition.
They all kept asking her if she looked different. And I felt so badly for her that she was like, no, I look the same as when I was in university, okay? I look the same. I have not aged in 10 years. Thank you.
Now do you remember? I went to your home. I met your entire family.
I wish we had gotten to the mystery of why these people are dropping dead around her, or at least we'd gotten to see a bit more of Ruby putting that together in this first episode. But I truly did not mind losing like 5 or 6 minutes of the pilot to that joke with AJ. That was so funny every time.
The AJ stuff, keep all of it. Yeah. Even the stuff with AJ's boyfriend and his snarky comments with Ruby, keep it. But the issue I had was we had an opening scene of her warning a past lover.
Very funny.
Then we flash back. So the majority of this pilot is 3 months earlier, where she's going to a funeral. And they really took their time with this particular death.
Yes. I also think we spent a lot of time getting to know what makes Ruby tick so that I imagine we just have this groundwork and now we can hit the ground running going forward. And I saw that the person who directed this episode, she's also the mind behind Don't Trust the Bee in Apartment 23.
I loved that show.
Yeah, so I think maybe this is like your niche. Like you make these seemingly very selfish, especially women leads. But then as we get to know them and we understand their motivations, of course, like they become more human and less just fully the bee in Apartment 23. And so I think that's what we were also laying the foundation for in this first episode.
Do you think Ruby will reach a breakthrough with her therapist?
I don't think with her therapist, because she talked circles around her therapist. If anyone has been in therapy, that scene of her and her therapist was so funny to me, where she flipped it on her and then kind of was her therapist at the end. And then that is the degree to which Ruby is good at avoiding getting deep and talking about things. As she was like, all right, girl, you're killing it. Like, we'll talk to you next week. And her therapist seemed kind of happy and like hung up. And it's like, I could not get away with that with my therapist. I could not even begin to try to play that game. She would not have that.
I mean, I guess the therapist gets paid either way.
That's true.
We'll take our time, Ruby. We'll get there eventually.
You can give me a good grade. But I think not through therapy, but probably just through now being forced, once she puts it together, that it's all of her ex-boyfriends and lovers, to confront her past and why she discarded some of these people. In her words, it seems like she said she threw them away or discarded them.
Right.
Like, what the reasoning is behind being able to set people aside so easily. I think we'll get some really great character growth.
I am looking forward to that because we do seem to see attachment issues when it comes to romantic relationships. Her friendships seem to be fine, at least with AJ. And she's so flirty, so it seems like she also wants a partner. So I'm curious how that will come about, especially now that she's picking up on this trend of people dying. Will that stop her from pursuing a new love interest?
And I think we met one.
Hint, hint.
I think we met one with real potential. So I hope he doesn't die. I don't think she didn't sleep with him in this first episode, but...
No, he's safe right now.
Right now. But I don't know. I really hope we get to see more of him and he sticks around.
Will you be sticking around for more episodes of Laid on Peacock?
Yes, a show about a woman who does bad things and eventually learns some lessons, but still hopefully is like a wonderfully funny and chaotic self-interested person with this creepy mystery element, and then a great best friend relationship at the center of this story too. This is written for me specifically in mind. Like, everyone at Peacock got together and they were like, how do we focus group one person and get all the things together in a show that she would like? They did it. My hat's off to y'all. I will watch again, seriously. And genuinely, if you are Comedy Hive, or if you're someone who likes kind of a darker comedy and maybe, I don't want to use the word like anti-hero, but maybe a protagonist that is sometimes difficult to root for, I think you'll like this one.
I agree. I would, however, rate it would watch again casually or maybe while cooking. I do think it was very funny. The awkward scenes with Ruby sometimes were a little too hard for me to watch.
Yeah.
But the mystery aspect really pulls me in. And seeing Ruby and AJ together, they make a great friend duo.
That's so funny that you say that some of those scenes were hard to watch, because to me, and I don't always like cringe humor, everything she did at that funeral, I was laughing, even though it was just wrong move after wrong move. So if you're that person who likes to watch someone just not be the right person for the right space, like not do the right thing according to the temperature read of the room, you'll enjoy this.
Wow, you were cracking up, and I was like, stop, no, don't do it.
Keep going.
Okay, me too. How about you elaborate just a little bit more? What do you think about these two 30-somethings and their friendship?
Oh, very big fan. I really like how much they know each other. There's one scene where Ruby says something to AJ because she freaks out about the idea of never finding her partner because she is obsessed with the concept of finding love. And she says some corny line, and AJ responds to her so quickly, "That sounds like something you heard when I wasn't with you."
Yes.
And it was just like, I didn't get to filter that information for you first. You just got that, and you just allowed yourself to spiral all day because your best friend was not there to tell you, And so I just loved that. That to me felt like the encapsulation of their relationship.
I love that line. It also made me think like how you can hear some inside joke and you tell it to the wrong friend and they're like, that wasn't with me. That's not our joke.
That didn't hit like you thought it would hit.
Not universal. Well, if you want to find more universally appealing shows, we have reviewed some, and they're all on our website at thepilotpodcast.com, or you can follow us on your favorite podcast platform.
You can also follow us on social media at The Pilot Pod, and you can send thoughts, feelings, show recommendations, because every other week we do a show recommended by you, our wonderful listeners, to askthepilotpodcast@gmail.com. And actually, Beej, I received several show recommendations because we had a birthday party for you yesterday. Usually we get them emailed to us, but I received a lot of live recommendations that...
Wow, direct from the source.
I did my best to try to remember, so we will do our best to follow up on those.
So stay tuned.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.